If you are anything like me and just thinking, you know what, there should be a James Bond exemption for, well, damn near anything. Yeah, you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Thanks so much for hanging out on the Instagram, on the Facebook, and the YouTubes, and in all those other places. I don't have like MySpace or anything like that. We're not going to happen. None of that stuff. Anyway, so yes, so all four of the and the X gonna give it to you. That's right. Thank you for hanging out. I did mention there should be a James Bond exemption for damn near everything. Now, I am an advocate of staying on the trails. Don't jack with things too much. Look, there might be a super pretty rock out there, and you're like, I want that. Intern Beans is going to want that for Christmas. I need to put that in a tumbler. It's going to be beautiful. I'm taking it. Yeah. I see people taking like Native American spearheads, things like that, arrowheads, and I'm like, okay, we're not supposed to be doing that. What up, Grizz? The man who put the Riz in Grizz is here. Rhonda, how you doing? Thank you so much for hanging out. And Rhonda, I think you have a something we're going to talk about on our on the next program, which is a really cool 3-part series, I believe. I absolutely love that, and we're going to talk about that. So anyway, yeah, I just learned what Riz meant, Grizz, and it made me think of you. I was wondering why Intern Beans called her Jeep the Riztery machine. Had no idea. That and the skibbity crap everybody's talking about, I have no idea what's happening. Anyway, let's get back to James Bond. Huge James Bond fan, always been that way my whole life. In Southern California, when I grew up as a kid, on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, they had a James Bond marathon, they had a 007 marathon, and they had a Twilight Zone marathon. I'd watch each every single year. So I am very up to date on all things James Bond. And if you remember this, Pierce Brosnan is he's a former James Bond. Did you know this guy got fined a bunch of dough for taking a picture off the path at Yellowstone? He got charged like $1,500, but he didn't get banned, which I think is part of this whole James Bond exemption. Check out this guy. This isn't James Bond. This is decidedly not James Bond. But check this out.
Colorado Springs man who is banned from Yellowstone National Park for 5 years.
11 News digital anchor Lauren Watson is joining us in studio. Lauren, Joseph Aida was charged after officials say he entered a protected area of Mammoth Hot Springs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Adam and Lindsay, that man says he acknowledges that he was in the wrong, but believes signage in the area wasn't clear enough.
What? Didn't see the sign.
We were scared. We were terrified. You know, none of us had ever been, in trouble like that.
When Joseph Aida visited Yellowstone Park in July with his family, he says signs telling visitors to keep out of the protected area surrounding Canary Spring were not visible from where.
Yeah, that from where they parked. Look, okay, right out of the gates, that's no excuse for damn near anything. I mean, you go to a lot of land. I mean, this is why programs like OnX Hunt are so important to have if you're out, if you're a hiker or if you are a hunter, angler, anything. So you know where you're on private land, national park land, state land, wherever you are, you know where you are. And you know where you can stay on and can't stay on. That's important. Saying I didn't see the sign, and that's one of the reasons so many landowners that I know, they just have such a tough time with poaching because they have signs posted all over the place, but you can't put a sign every foot. You can't border your land with just signs that say no hunting, hunting banned, private land. Trespassers will be shot on sight. Ammo's expensive, not firing a warning shot. You can't do that. So you put one every, 100 yards or so, and then you're like, yeah, I parked right at the 50-yard line, right down there at the Dallas Star. That's where I parked. And didn't see a sign in either direction. So away we went. That's not ignorance of the law is not a defense in any way. Is that a defense? Yes. Every time we go to Yellowstone, there's peeps doing that. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. It's marked pretty well. It is. So this guy's like, this is his first excuse. And keep in mind, he's not James Bond. No. Okay.
They parked their vehicle. Aida, who declined to show his face on camera, says the 2 young children he was traveling with ran straight into that area instead of using the pathway, and he and another adult only followed to keep them safe.
We stayed out there a little too long, right? That was our mistake. We acknowledged that. It was about 20 minutes on the park, and we thought we were okay. Didn't think we had done anything wrong because, again, There were no signs.
Didn't see
there
the
was
sign.
no boardwalks.
And
no
my kids
fences,
took off.
so that's what threw us off.
According to the Justice Department, Ida was sentenced late last month after pleading guilty to destroying a mineral resource.
We were just walking like that snow, and we were stepping in it, and I knew when I'm walking, I'm like, oh boy, I'm seeing a crack, just like you crack snow. And I know, I'm like, wait, this isn't good.
Alongside a 5-year ban from the park, he's also been sentenced to a week in jail, 5 years probation, and a $3,000 fine.
Son of a biscuit. Okay, so this guy, 5-year ban, 1 week in jail, $3,000 as a fine, and he's on probation for going to a national park. Let's pump the brakes a little bit here. I get it. This guy's an excuse guy. He's like, oh, yeah, I didn't see the sign. All these little whippersnappers, they just took right off there, didn't they? Kids these days, right? I just can't get them off the video games, and away they go. No, not an excuse, but this is a little hefty. This is a lot hefty. This is stupid. It's exactly what this is. This is dumb. We have poachers that get a $1,200 fine and they have to take a hunter safety course. They're not going to jail. They aren't they aren't on probation. They just might lose their hunting and fishing license, and poachers don't care about that anyway. So what in the hell is up with this fine? Dude, 20 minutes, he claims, and I'll buy it. I'll buy the 20-minute at face value. That's fine. And you realize that, this is kind of off the beaten path. I get it. All right, we're kind of breaking the rules here. You know what I mean? But there's no fences for us to climb over. We just walked right out here. Yeah, that's dude. He maybe a $500 fine max. Here's a $500 fine. You get a ticket. Sorry, dude. You blamed your kids. You're out chasing your kids, but you're out chasing your kids for 20 minutes. Instead of, John, Susie, you get your butts back here and get back on the trail. Nope. He didn't do that. So he deserves a fine. Cool. 5-year ban, 1 week in jail, probation, and $3,000 fine. This is absolutely okay. So Jim, okay, good. I'm down there. I'm down with what you're saying here. Now, Jim said making an example helps lessen future violators. I agree. Did you hear about this story till I told you about it? I don't think it lessens anything. I think this is asinine. Here's the deal. I think it'd be fine if you bring up poaching violations to exceed what this guy got. Sure. Okay. Now we ain't playing around with our public lands. We ain't playing around with our national parks. I get it. Cool. I'm a huge fan. Yeah. You didn't hear about it, so it wouldn't stop me from doing it because I didn't hear about it. Right. And if I didn't hear about it, it's not the punishment just hurts this guy and his family. I mean, I get he's blaming the kids. And could you imagine that? So the kids find out that dad blamed them on the news, and then dad's going to jail for a week. So the kids are like, oh, crap, did we send dad to jail for a week? How did we? That's terrible. Poaching should be also, okay, so Jim, poaching, that's the P word here on the Go Show. And we need to up the punishment for poaching, period. And I'm going to say this because it's pertinent and it's real, and we talk like grown-ups. Any of our visitors that we have here in the United States that have come here through certain means, that are given certain things, documentation, it would probably behoove us conservationists to find out who we talk to in the United States government to say, can we give them a anti-poaching flyer? You will be arrested and sent back if you poach. Poaching's no joke. It's rampant in Arizona. It is literally rampant in Arizona, period. Poaching is crazy out here. Yeah. Too many people die when going off the path. Grizz, I don't disagree with that. I totally agree. That is but okay, if you say that, I say that too many people die taking selfies on the edge of the Grand Canyon. Do you make taking selfies on the edge of the Grand Canyon a fine worth $3,000 and a week in jail? And a ban from national parks for 5 years? There's something that there's a disconnect here. There really, really is a disconnect here. Maybe when you go into the park entrance, buy a pass. Here's Ernesto. I think that's what his name was. Here's Ernesto. Ernesto's got a 5-year ban. He's in jail right now because he went off the path. Didn't read the signs. Don't be Ernesto, right? All right, let's wrap it up with this guy here and we'll get to James Bond.
I didn't think it could be that bad because
Right.
of the signage. If we had seen the sign or anybody warning us, you know, hey, you know, but nothing that I saw gave me that immediate flag.
We reached out to the National Park Service for more information, and they provided us with safety information for Yellowstone Park, which can be found on our website in the article for this story. Back to you.
Wow. Yeah, back to me. Unreal. No. Sorry. We reached out to the National Park. National Park, I want to hear what's up. Tell me why I could probably go drop an animal with a firearm in a national park, which is illegal, and suffer lighter consequences than this guy. I'm not kidding. So Ron said you went off the path of Silver Falls. Oh, got a shot of a waterfall. I'm telling you. You ne'er-do-well. You deviant, you. Holy cow. It's definitely too much. It definitely is. Punishment is not strong enough. That is why crime is rampant. Yeah, of course. But crime going off the path at Yellowstone, crime worth a warning, I would say. Maybe a warning and a fine. Maybe a warning and you get kicked out of the park for the day. Okay? Second offense, fine. Now it's a big fine. Third offense, okay, dude, you're just trying to jack things up. Then you treat him like you did my poor man here, you know? It's like that couple in California that had their kids fall, and the kid was picking up what he thought were seashells, but they were clams or something like that. And the like $12,000 fine to the family, and they got booted. It was just silly. This is absolutely silly. Back to James Bond. Pierce Brosnan did the thing because Pierce Brosnan has a reach. Pierce Brosnan can say, I'm going to plead guilty, and I'm going to just admit that I'm a big fat dummy, and I did something wrong, and I'm going to get off with just a fine. So actor Pierce Brosnan pleads guilty to walking in thermal areas, a lot worse than what my man Ernesto was doing. I got to go see his name. I think I'm getting it wrong. Anyway, thermal areas of Yellowstone National Park. Brosnan will have to pay a grand total, $1,540, with $1,000 as community service. Isn't that nice to be a celebrity? $1,000 as community service to Yellowstone Forever, the official nonprofit partner of the park. So $2,500. He actually paid less than this dude. It's not an actor. It's not rich. Just has his family out there enjoying the outdoors. Makes me sick. Makes me, as much as I love James Bond movies, I love all this stuff, but I'm looking at the picture right now, and here was this groveling. He actually posted the picture of him at the thermals on Instagram. Here's what he said. As an environmentalist, I have the utmost respect for and love our natural world. However, I made an impulsive mistake, one that I do not take lightly. When entering a thermal area covered in snow in Yellowstone National Park to take a photograph, I did not see the no trespassing sign posted and warned of danger, nor did I hike in the immediate area. I deeply regret my transgression and offer my heartfelt apologies to all for trespassing in this sensitive area, Yellowstone and all national parks, blah, 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 blah. All the responses like, oh, you're such a great man. Thank you for protecting our lands. And let's admit, Pierce Brosnan wasn't the best Bond movies. By no stretch was he the best Bond. Let's just put it that way, right? Yeah. The fines need to match. Forget this two-tier justice nonsense. It really for sure needs to stop. Pierce Brosnan gets a little slap on the wrist, and he just goes and grovels on the gram. And this poor guy is going to jail for a week. Due amount. Okay, so Brendan does a fair amount of off-trail exploration, always with a heavy awareness of not disturbing things and awareness of private property. Yeah, so not to get got. Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. Wow. Yeah. So very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So glad. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. More at noon. All right, buddy. You're a little ticked off right now, Lynn. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get to the next subject. You might have caught in the description of the show. What is lake lice? Lake lice is what anglers, especially tournament anglers, and any angler that has a boat north of $50,000 calls anyone on a sea-doo or jet ski type of personal watercraft. Call them lake lice. Do not like them. Do not like them. But and me, I mean, I get on those things anytime, any chance I get. I follow all the rules of boating, and I don't really tick people's time. I don't tick people off. I don't. It's a lot like those, those big loud cars, those things. I'm like, somebody, thank God I don't have any of those in my neighborhood, but those are in somebody's neighborhood, and they just ruin people's times. I'm not out there on a boat trying to ruin people's times, but I have been on a kayak where boats are absolute boot holes. But how about this guy? And I apologize for the audio here. It's what the guy posted on his Instagram. He used one of those silly voiceover things, the text to voice. It's annoying as all get out. Check it out.
Help finding this guy.
He gone. Just out there having fun.
Fishing this point. And
okay, this guy has obviously a YouTube channel, and he posts kayak fishing, and kayak fishing is super, super cool. One of my favorite things in the world to do. Check it out.
This guy decided to run right on top of me.
It's like, yo, bro.
Right here.
Yeah, hey, we're fishing over here, tough guy. Hey, fishing over here, tough guy. Okay, so now he hasn't called him back yet. He hasn't called him back. He's just basically like, yo, bro, come on, give a guy a break here. Yeah. Oh, here it comes.
You can go right through the middle and stay right in front of me.
Huh?
You can go right through the middle and stay right in front of me. You didn't see me there.
You didn't see me there. Came out of nowhere, that big 15-foot kayak with a 200-pound man on it. Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
Over here, man, this side.
Look, he's circling. Him and his buddy.
Appreciate you blowing out my spot. I was catching them good till you blow the fucking thing out.
What?
I appreciate you blowing out my spot. I was catching them pretty fucking good.
Watch this. Here we go. Hi. Hang on.
If anyone knows who this is, I'd love to talk to him.
Okay, so this guy's got a pretty solid following. So what happened was this. So actually, let's just cover that first. Let's just cover that. Disagreements happen on the water all the time. Best, very best. Wave. Dude might have gone like, hey, come on, man. Yo, dude. And it comes back, maybe circles around to say, hey, listen, man. Yeah, I just that was super close. Little creepy. Go about your day. All good, bud. We're good. Peace. I'm going to go home to my family tonight and not get shot by a dude who carries guns in his freaking Sea-Doo. So, good, dude. All good. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, you're sorry. Cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Have a great day. I'm going to go over here fish now. But if you could just kind of watch out for, us kayak guys, thing like that. Yeah. Oh, you're getting there, Jim. I'm telling you, I know what's up. Oh, yeah. And that's the way to get out of this. Truly the way to get out of this. You don't need to start cussing at each other, yelling at each other. That's how people get into a whole world of trouble. But the internet is what the internet is. It's pretty fun when the internet does what they do. So check it out. So this spot right here, as Jim pointed out, registration numbers right there. Yep. All of them right there. So the internet did what the internet does. Sleuth this guy. Found out, by the way, that this guy has 2 priors. He has a domestic abuse arrest. This guy is just a piece of bleeping work. This guy is everything you would expect a guy to do. This right here. Just do this. This is exactly the same guy. Yeah. There you go.
I appreciate you blowing out my spot. I was catching them pretty fucking good.
Like that's assault. In every which way, that's assault. So the man has been arrested.
If anyone knows who this is,
well, no, the internet knows who that is. So don't even say if anyone knows. Just say internet, sick 'em, and they do. So this guy had priors. This guy was a total jerk. This guy got what he deserved, and he was assaulting somebody with his watercraft. Period. Now, I believe the statute of limit. No, I'm going to say I was acting in self-defense. So if people want to come at me, then come at me. We used to when we spend a lot of time on the river, go upriver, and then you just get on a raft, whatever. Whole group of people get on a raft. You put the life vests on, kind of like as a diaper, and just kind of float. going to float all the way back to the crib. Everything was cool, right? And as we did that a bunch of times until some Yahoo in this big jet boat, kind of like if you know what kind of jet boat I'm talking about, it's a lot like the movie Great Outdoors, Suck My Wake. Yeah, it's just like that one. Did exactly what this guy did. Kept doing it. Just saw us there and just decided to screw around with us. Well, we had a bunch of empty Pepsi cans around, and we just decided to turn those into projectiles. And we waged war on this guy. And his wife was screaming at him. Stop. You can't do this. Stop. You're going to hurt somebody. Stop. You're going to hurt somebody. And we're like, you're going to hurt us. Yep. And keep in mind, my dad signed with the Boston Red Sox organization as a pitcher out of junior college. So, I mean, the man could throw. And so we put a beating down on these people. A beaten down. This is nothing we could do. You can't just like swim to the shore and be like, okay, somebody hike back to the truck so we can get somebody's phone. So I don't even know if we had a bunch of cell phones back then, but hike back to the truck and maybe we can call somebody or get to a pay phone and call the cops on this guy. No, we had to take maritime justice right there, buddy. I'll tell you that much. Maritime justice. And you're right. Maritime laws are no joke. Absolutely no joke. Jet ski trailer parked in. Brandon. Type of dude who keeps his jet ski trailer parked in his driveway all year, even though he has a garage. His neighbors know that he has one. That's right. Mm-hmm. We all know that neighbor. That is correct. We all know that. Although I actually get I do get some outdoor toy envy when my neighbor down the street he pulls out his fifth wheel. Thing is just absolute. It's gorgeous. It's got to be 1,400 square feet. The thing is just huge. And he's got his F-250 out there, F-350. Just probably pull that thing up by 17 doing 90, but just yeah, I always go. I wanted to stop him yesterday. I saw it. I was like, did you get drawn? You going to hunt? You going this and that? Oh, hey, let me tell you guys what Chase and I are doing. Chase and I, before we sign off here, Chase and I are, and by the way, we have 2 bonus videos for FAFO Friday tomorrow. 2 fantastic bonus videos that we had a little glitch in the matrix last Friday. We are actually not doing a full guided hunt for 4 days. He is going to come up on Saturday during our hunt, and he's just going to come up for the day. And we are going to do a total straight up, like I've never hunted in my life. And we're going to go from bang to bullets on that. We're going to go all the way through. Hopefully we bag a bull. That'd be fantastic. It'd be a great way to cap that story up. We're going to talk about maps. We're going to talk about glassing. We're going to talk about all that. It's going to be a really, really good piece of stuff. Piece of content. We'll go that way. How about that? Grizz cigar boat. Okay. Oh, real quick before we go. So that reminded me of the cigar boat, Grizz. Is that my father, I grew up driving since I was like 12, 13 years old, a 19-foot Liberty jet boat. Thing was just, I forget what side of Corvette engine or whatever he had in the damn thing with the big chrome headers. And yes, I'm going to do a bit of the whole thing, buddy, whole thing. Anyway, so the movie The Great Outdoors was filmed at where we used to live. It's where my father lived. That's where he spent the summers. And it's that lake. It's called Bass Lake in California. And they had this big boat. Somebody brought in one of them big ocean boats, like saltwater boats. And you got to understand, this is a 2.5 mile wide lake and 4.5 miles long. So it's tiny. So you put something like that onto that, and we're all water skiers. So we just have these cool glass areas. This is so fun to water ski. I wanted to be a professional slalom skier when I was a kid. That's how much we did it. And then this thing came along. We called it the Wake Monster. Because it absolutely just made the lake just choppy. When that thing was out, we all just hit the beach. We're like, okay, we're not skiing. This is dumb. It magically sunk. I think it was called the Lake Fox. And then there was a Lake Fox 2. Same size. It magically sunk. Then there was the Lake Fox 3, which was bigger. Magically sunk. And then there was no more Lake Fox. Anyway, all right, Maritime Justice, I'll call it that way. All right, tomorrow's FAFL Friday, guys. Let's have a lot of fun. Haven't even picked a theme yet. So excited to start digging through some videos, have a lot of fun, have a lot of laughs. We got those 2 bonus videos of the Snick of the Snakes that we will start with tomorrow. Have a great time. Deep frame true inboard motor. Oh yeah, we got to talk about that stuff. We got to talk boats. I love talking boats. Maybe we'll talk a lot of boats next week. We'll get this thing done. All right, and we'll start talking about some cool Black Friday stuff. For gifts for your outdoors men and women. We'll get to that again as well. All right. Right here on the Go Show. Celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Thank you all for hanging